I haven't done one of these in a while, so I bring you guys another one of my drawings, right? And this is all about what is in our subconscious, right? Because here's what happens. So we start walking down this authentic path, right? Or we have this vision, like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this happen, right? And so we start making moves to make that happen. And then all of a sudden this little voice comes in and is like, hey, are you qualified to do that? You know, are you sure you know what you're doing? Or maybe it starts to get a little foggy, like you're like, okay, well, I did this and now I actually don't see the path anymore, right? Because we're in it. Or maybe you like, got the courage enough to quit a job or to quit a relationship, and all of a sudden you're like, you walk away from it and you're paralyzed because you left a lot of safety and security, right? And so what we find though is that our spirits always know the answer through that, right? Our spirits can always lead us through that, foggy or that hazy time, but we have to be able to align with that. We have to be able to know what that spirit is saying. And so what happens is that we can use things in the conscious realm to access the things in the subconscious, right? So we use our ego stories to figure out where we're blocked, or we use our dreams in order to figure out where our spirits are trying to communicate to us, or we use synchronicities to figure out what our next step is. So here's the visualization. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Okay, so this circle represents the whole of you, right? You contain both conscious and subconscious thought. Your conscious thought or your conscious reality is in the physical realm. You can articulate it, you can tell a friend about it, they're your perception of thought that you're aware of, right? Our subconscious is more energetic, right? We don't experience this in the same way that we experience our physical realm. The thing is that our subconscious will always feed into our conscious reality, meaning that whatever energies you're carrying around with you will always show up in your physical reality as a reflection of those energies. So we contain two types of subconscious thought, right? We contain things like our childhood programming, our fears, doubts, shames, negative feelings, things we'd rather just avoid. We also contain projections or transferences, things that are within ourselves that we put on others so we don't have to look at it within ourselves, right? All of these things act as blocks to our spirit alignment. They're things within us that keep us from our spirit and from our soul's purpose and living an authentic life, right? Our subconscious also contains things like our soul's calling, spiritual experiences, right? Repressed gifts, talents, things that we didn't even know that we were good at, but we actually have amazing gifts for. Our subconscious also contains connection, true love, and of course, grace that comes from somewhere outside of you. All of these things, when we're aligned with them, will be that is our ticket to spirit alignment. That's what we really want, right? So when we are operating out of ego stories, or we're doing things out of fear, or we're feeding into our addictions, or we carry around this victim mentality, all of these things are manifestations of our blocks. And so what they do, it feeds into these. It keeps us aligned with our blocks, right? It keeps our energy in that blocked realm, right? But we can use things like dreams, meditation, synchronicities, active imagination, and even use of psychedelics in order to align us with our spirit, to figure out what our spirit is trying to say to us, right? And when we're aligned with our spirit, then that's how we start to manifest the life we really want.